So the third episode of Your Indigenous Soul, and I was talking about the elements and your signs. And your sun sign gives your kind of central element, the one that your soul is kind of unfolding into, around which all the other bits congregate. And we've done fire, we've done earth, and we're most of the way through air. I've done Gemini, facts, done Libra, other people. Because the quality of air is the ability to stand back, to have perspective. And you can do that with people if you're a Libra. You can do that with facts. If you're a Gemini, not many people can. They don't want to know about inconvenient facts. And this is where it makes Gemini truthful, because Gemini doesn't always respect the truth. So good to do that. Aquarius, I'm an Aquarian. We stand back, and that enables us just to see things differently, like no one else sees them. We have an original idea. We see things in a way that have never been seen before. Uranus, with his creativity, comes in and does that. Or we see what is missing in the group view, classically. A collective view will necessarily be truncated and simplified. It's just, that's how it is. It's black and white. There's no room for nuance. Aquarius will step outside and see it. So that's our gift. Yeah. In a way, we see the whole picture. We're not just being contrary and different. Actually, we're seeing wholer. We're seeing fuller. That's how it truly is. It's not contrary. It's just that we look. Okay, water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. If you're a water sign, you come at anything primarily through feeling. That's your response. How does this feel? And that's not what we're trained to do. We're trained to approach anything through rationality and evidence. That's how we learn in school. That's how science works. That's how engineering works. That's how a lot of things work. Anything practical works. But that's not how you work. And so you've maybe had to learn to trust that different way of working. Trust what you feel if you're a water sign. If you're a Cancer, you have this quality of what's important to you, what you value is belonging and caring. You're like this mother hen, and those are the two wings, belonging and caring. They're the left and the right wing in politics. If you think about it, belonging is the right wing, caring is the left wing. You're both. You sit there, you take care of everyone. So that's how you work. Belonging and caring. You create community, you create family. People feel looked after. You feel it comes from the heart. It's a lovely place to be. Scorpio. That's the bad guy of the zodiac, isn't it? We will project our shadows onto Scorpio. We're not the bad guy, it's the Scorpios that are the bad guy. Actually, you have a kind of wholeness, if you're a Scorpio, a wholeness on the emotional level, in the same way that Aquarius has a kind of wholeness on the cognitive level. They see the whole picture. You see the whole picture emotionally. And so your quality is truthfulness. Yeah. Emotional truthfulness, this is. Yeah, not an intellectual truthfulness. Someone may be talking brilliantly intellectually and it's all correct and you can't fault it logically. Yeah. But no, they're just making a case for this. Yeah, there's something else going on here. You can feel where they really are. So this is your quality, being truthful with yourself and seeing whether or not others are being truthful. You just know, you work instinctually. A lot more I could say about Scorpio, but don't let anyone tell you you're the bad guy. You're just the real guy. You point out the things that they don't want to look at. That's why they call you the bad guy. Pisces. Oh, Pisces, the final sign of the zodiac. Your feeling connects you to everything, connects you to the whole universe. So we've moved from caring of the chicken, the mother hen, the Cancer, yeah, to the truthfulness, the depth, like the deep well. It's like you've got the pond of the Cancer, and you've got the deep well of the Scorpio. You've got the ocean of the Pisces. Yeah, it's like the universe flows through you. You only know who you are when you're not you. And there's your gift. On an emotional level, you bring in this vast perspective, this huge empathy, this compassion for everyone. You love everyone without judgment. Good. So that brings us to the end of the the signs by element. And in the few minutes I've got left, I want to talk about the elemental balance in your chart. Because even though the sun is the most important, the central planet, the one whose light you're growing into, there's 9 other planets, and they're each in signs that each have elements. And so you can go through your chart and you can add them up and see what your elemental balance is like. So I've got like, I don't know, I've got like 3 air, 3 fire, 2 earth, and 2 water. 3 and 3, 6. That's 10, yeah. That's 10. Oh, and I've got rising sign in earth as well. So it's fairly balanced, my chart. But the low one, when there's only 2, is water. So that's, and it's Jupiter and Neptune. Neptune is an outer planet. It's not personal. And Jupiter's on the way to being impersonal. So water's the one that's lacking for me. In other words, it doesn't mean that I don't feel strongly. It's just that I don't necessarily know what I'm feeling in the moment. It's been a long old journey for that. So you can look at yourself in that sort of way. You can see where your strong points are. Yeah. So I'm good on like the perspective of air. I'm good on the sort of enthusiasm and what's next of the of the fire. I'm practical. Not in the sense of building, but I make sure things get done and done on time. I don't lurch from crisis to crisis, but it's the water one. And so I just get taken over by feeling. So look to the feeling that you're short of. It's interesting in relationships. You often, when you look at the 2 charts, often what pulls people together is the element they're missing is in the other. And like we get them to do it for us. And really, you need to be inspired by how they are rather than just let them do it for you. Or often it's a mixture of the 2, isn't it? So I've always been attracted to women with watery moons because I ended up with them because my lack of water. It's like they were doing it for me. No more. I'll do it myself. I'll do that element myself. It's an interesting one, this one. There's a lot in it, more than I can go into. But if you're lacking an element, you might well be quite happy like that. Or you might be pulled towards it in your life. Yeah? You might have no fire in your chart and you're just pulled towards being creative. Liz Green, the astrologer, puts it quite well. She says that having planets in an element civilizes it, adapts it. If there's no if there are no planets there, it's like it's still in the primeval swamp. It's raw, it's primal, and it can have tremendous power. Like Einstein, with his lack of air, had these few powerful ideas that changed the way everyone saw the universe. So that's the sort of power it can have. So you don't quite know how it's going to go. It's interesting also to look at the houses, because the houses also have an element associated with them. The first house is fire, the second house is earth, same as the signs. And the houses are where we land in life. What life makes us do, whether or not we feel comfortable there. Like your rising sign. Yeah, it's not actually part of you, but it's how you express yourself. So you have to learn to do it, and it may not fit well with the rest of your chart, or it may do. So look at planets in houses and what elements they are, because you might be lacking in water in your chart, but you might have a whole bunch of planets in watery houses, in which case you will feel impelled to develop water. But if you don't have any, you might not be. You might just happily go through life without water. Who knows? It's an interesting area to chew over.